We're wrapping up the first work week of congestion pricing, and there has been a real concern about how the Midtown toll will affect local businesses in that congestion zone. Let's bring in Samara Karasyk, president of the Hudson Square Business Improvement District. Samara, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So you are laser focused on about 150 businesses right near the Holland Tunnel, right?
Yes.
Over around Varick Street, where the traffic is usually at a standstill during peak hours. Give us a sense of how businesses did this first week in the area.
I mean, they're doing well. We've spoken with a bunch of them this week. They've all said, as far as like the business itself, they're not seeing any difference. So just to give you a picture of what it's like in Hudson Square, so we're over by the Holland Tunnel, as you mentioned. Our borders Canal in the south, 6th Avenue in the east, Clarkson Street in the north, and West Street in the west. So we're right there. And every day during the week at about 3 o'clock, traffic starts to back up all the way up Varick Street.
It's a nightmare over there.
You can't cross the street.
Yeah.
So as the Business Improvement District, for years, this is one of the main things that we've been dealing with. We've done a lot of projects to try and make our streets more friendly for people. And we pay for crossing guards every day because people can't get across the street. And personally, for me too, I mean, I'm on one side of Varick Street. Sometimes I'm like, do I have the energy to run an errand across the street? I don't know if I have that at the end of the day to deal with all of the chaos. So our crossing guards have reported that it's the calmest they've ever seen the streets. We've talked to hotel managers who say it's wonderful because the people that are staying in the hotel can actually come and get dropped off with their luggage versus what it would have been like 2 weeks ago, where sometimes they advise people to get out of a car a half a mile from the hotel because they don't have an hour to sit there because they have a reservation or something they need to get to. So they'll walk with all of their luggage those 10 minutes that's walking, which could take an hour in a car.
Well, the real test is going to come during the springtime, right? That's when a lot of the tourists come back. That's when people start to go out to eat. What are your concerns, or do you think this will continue?
So for our neighborhood, we're actually really looking forward to the impact it's going to have. It really takes a toll on everyone in our neighborhood, the fact that we have so much congestion.
Right.
It's noisy. It makes people feel tense. It's very loud. You hear a lot of honking. And most people get to our neighborhood by transit or walking or biking.
Now, let me ask you about businesses. There was concern that some businesses will have to increase shipping costs because of the toll. What are they telling you?
So this week, there hasn't been anything. You know, I think time will tell. You know, our hope is that that won't happen because the trucks will be able to make their deliveries more efficiently, and so they won't need to increase the cost, right? If with traffic, they can only do 2 deliveries a day, maybe without traffic, they'll be able to do 3 or 4 deliveries. So hopefully that will really help with that impact.
Okay, so how are restaurants doing?
I mean, so far the restaurants we've talked to this week,
everything's stable?
Everything's good.
And so it should be said that you are a proponent of congestion pricing.
Yes,
right?
For Hudson Square, we absolutely are.
Yeah, yeah. And what do you make of all of the people who they basically had a doomsday scenario, right? That this is going to be horrible for businesses. You think that was overblown?
Look, I think it's totally understandable, right? This is a completely different system, and people are nervous about what the impact is going to be. And none of us know. I don't have a crystal ball to say what it will be. For our neighborhood, we really are very optimistic. It's going to help people get to us more smoothly. We're very well served by transit. And for people that do need to drive, our hope is that it will be better for them too. That so maybe they are paying, but that it means they can get where they need to go, when they need to get there without sitting in traffic. People spend, MTA estimates, 120 hours a year sitting in traffic. What could they do with those 120 hours? What is that worth to people? You know, so we're hopeful it will really work out for everyone, but I really do understand why people are nervous about it. We're just really happy that for our neighborhood, we think it's going to really help.
And you've seen the difference in that it's really a big difference from, say, this time compared to last year, right?
For prior years, there's definitely a decrease in traffic. Now, this is the week after the holidays. It's usually a pretty quiet week, but it is dead. I mean, we have a crossing guard in our neighborhood who said she's never seen it this calm in the 45 years she's lived in New York City.
Okay, well, Samara Karasyk, president of the Hudson Square Business Improvement District. Appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.